Well, good afternoon from Brussels Nord. I'm having an interesting day. Basically, I got up at 6 a.m. this morning thinking that I had a flight ready from Amsterdam Schiphol, and I arrived there at about 9 in anticipation for my flight, and it basically turns out that I booked for the wrong week, so my flight's next week. So what I did is I got a train all the way to from all the way from Schiphol to Brussels, where I've been for the last 3 hours, and all the coaches for tomorrow are for tomorrow, yeah. And then the one for today is £140. So or euros, I should say, actually. So what I've done, and you can catch up with me later, I guess, is I've basically got a train that's going to leave Brussels Midi at 5, and it's about 3 now, and it's going to arrive at Lille at about 17:52, and then from Lille, because Lille is the only station where you can go to Calais via train, is I'm gonna hit touchdown at Calais at about 7:30, and then hopefully I'm anticipating that Calais will be merciful and I'll be able to just hop on a boat, and that the train station is not too far from the ferry itself, God willing. So this is an adventure, and if you like adventures, I thoroughly recommend joining me for the next thrilling installment. Well, good evening from Lille. Below is the Eurostar, which I can't afford. It was $260 and I paid $150 so far. So the schedule is tonight that my train is going to come at 4 minutes to 7. It still hasn't displayed yet. And then I found out that the Calais station that I'm going to is basically 20 kilometers from the P&O stop. So I'm either going to have to get some form of public transport, walk there, hitchhike, get killed, maybe not, but it's going to be hard. Or I can walk. And then the crossing itself are passenger ferries, passenger crossings, that's the one. I've been up since 6. Basically, that's €34. So it's enough. I've spent enough. What I would say is I don't recommend this. And I've learned my lesson, so maybe this is some kind of forewarning. It's very sweaty and exhausting. So I'm on the TGV now, and on balance I don't think I made such a bad decision, because the coach that was going today to London was making a 3-hour stop at Paris from 5 till 8, and that would have taken another 12 hours, so I would have been in London at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I still might. And then on balance, if I'd taken the option I had at Schiphol Airport, where they said pay $250 plus for the new ticket plus €70 to basically get home, well, 10 a.m. today, about 10 hours ago, that would have been more expensive. That would have been just as expensive as a Eurostar. So on balance, I think we're not doing too badly. Well, I've just done 110 kilometers with a TGV from Brussels to Calais behind me. There's not a bus, and it's almost like, to the ferries. So it's almost like they don't want people to just simply hop off a train and hop on a bus and then be at the border. I think that partly that's driven by immigration security fears, I passed on the chance to ask anyone about a taxi at the station because there wasn't anyone around, and in any case it might be 20-30 euros. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make my way to Calais town, see how much a taxi is there, maybe have a little cheeky kebab because it's like 7:30 now. Try and reclaw some energy. Oh, I'm not ashamed to say it and less ashamed to record it, but I'm walking back to the station to get a taxi because, you know, I'm not Michael Phelps. If Michael Phelps was a super amazing walker, I should just admit that this is not good. You know, by the time I finish this, including the taxi, including the TGV, the trains in the Netherlands and the trains in France and Belgium, I would have spent as much as a Eurostar anyway, which is around 250, 260, probably more than a Eurostar. And that's okay because I've explored so much of Europe and it was okay. Like I was thundering past, you know, old Norman farmhouses, and yeah, maybe that's like not what I really wanted, but you know, it is what it is. It was what it was. So Calais station has a lot of barbed wire. So yeah, just again, let this be a lesson to you. If that 260 for a Eurostar seems a bit high, don't worry, take it, because on balance, you don't want to do this. How many people do you see doing what I'm doing? So yeah, made it. Defying both expectations and the size of my wallet. We have made it. I paid £52 for the taxi. The guy said, we were on the motorway, and the guy said, oh, going by the city centre is shorter, and I didn't believe him because they build motorways because it's, you know, for convenience, right? Anyway, there was some plausibility to what he was saying anyway, that, you know, it goes around the outside of the city centre, so the motorway option was longer. The next ferry is very soon, 21:55, about an hour and 20 minutes. I total have spent about £250 so far. So when I get to the UK, I'm going to try and, I don't know, hitchhike? We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get to Dover really, but we'll see about that. We'll see. To briefly summarize what happens in this part, I'd have to tell you that I met a hitchhiker called Johans, whose story is far more interesting than mine. But anyway, we met a wonderful couple called Smita and Kieran, who pounded down the A2 in their little Golf, and we made it into London not long after midnight.
And then we went traveling together a bit. And
See, Micah's Dutch then.
So she's German as well. Yeah.
So, 1:27 in the morning, 19 and a half hours after I woke up, and the day began about 7. I'm finally almost home, proving that you should actually just go with sometimes the option that seems expensive but is actually more convenient. That being the Eurostar. Having said that though, a lot of great memories. Got to see the land. Got to hitchhike with someone for the first time. So yeah, I'd recommend it if you're not looking to get anywhere in a hurry and you might want to have a small nervous breakdown. Yeah, enjoy.